Hello, everyone. So it's true. A couple of things. Actually, lots of things are true. The first thing, something on that table's bugging me. The first thing is that today is day 7 of my 365 days of Facebook Lives. And the second thing that's true is I am moving again. I told you all, if you've been watching my lives every day, I fucking called it. I've called it twice, actually for 2 days in a row. I'm like, just wait, things are happening, things are shifting, things are happening quickly. And that's exactly what's happening right now. Looks like my signal is actually not so great right here. Why is that? Let's see if I can move over here and see if it's better. Yeah, okay. Guess we'll do my live from right here. Maybe over here. What's up? What's up? I see somebody watching. My signal's not so great over there by the window. So I'm trying to do something over here closer, but it's making like one of my eyes look huge and the other eye looks weird. So let's see if this does anything. Oh my gosh, it's so bright. But okay, guess we're going with Sister Brightness today. Woo! Anyways, I'm moving again. I'm moving on Saturday. And where am I moving to? Well, I'm moving to Bend, Oregon. Yep, Trisha, my very good friend that I've known for 20 plus years. She's so amazing. Obviously we're friends, so she's seen all of my stuff. And she was like, girl, just come here and stay with me for a little bit. She goes, and we will get you a place. I will help you and we will get you your own place. And so while, yes, I know if you also have been following me, you know, there's an echo in here. You also know that it was a requirement for me not to share space with anyone ever again. But my gut instinct, which I'm now super, like, my intuition is 10 times more than it used to be from going to Hawaii and following my instincts and doing the inner work and doing all the things. So everything's it's just really easy to read myself now. And so I know what's right for me and what is wrong and what I say no to and what I say yes to. And when she said this to me, it was definitely a yes in my body. And I feel like I'm not going to be living with her any longer than 2-3 weeks, maybe a month max. So I'm following that instinct. I've always felt a really huge connection to Bend, Oregon. Always. I've always loved it there. And so I'm super excited. It's absolutely gorgeous. There really is a massive echo over here and it's irritating the shit out of me. And being an HSP is not always a fun thing. Highly sensitive person. And if you are one of those, you'll understand like the smallest of noises can make you just go, wait, what? What just happened? So yeah, so that's what's happening at the moment. And I'm here, like I said, until Saturday in this hotel situation. And it's so funny because I really have been lately just walking around just kind of laughing at everything that's been happening. Like everything that irritates me, the slamming doors that jolts my whole, my whole nervous system that happens on and off all day long, to like literally just the way the walls look is just, it makes me laugh. I'm just kind of like, okay, hi Trisha. It's just kind of like, okay, this is not my life, really. It's not, this is not a long-term thing. And I was really kind of struggling with that. So yeah, so my next plan is just to keep moving forward in other things with my mindset and getting some courses and programs going. Obviously I have the Anger Embrace free Anger Embrace masterclass that's happening. It's going to be a 1-day masterclass with me and Jacqueline. There's going to be a couple of different things that are going to be happening on there. You will get to firsthand experience one of the exercises that we do in the actual workshop. You get to do a sample of that. That will I guarantee you it will release anger from your body. It will have a shift. You will have a shift from that. And then Jacqueline and I are going to be talking about a couple of different things. How to make your anger work for you instead of against you. The positive benefits. We hear the word anger and we kind of go like this. We're so conditioned to not feel that. A lot of us are scared that if we let ourselves feel it, we're going to light a fire that is gonna burn down everything everywhere and never stop, and it's gonna have complete control over us. It's a very scary, intense word that comes up, and that's why so much joy and happiness and love and connection and money and creativity and all of the things come to you when you do have the courage to step into that fire and embrace it and say, I'm ready for this. I'm ready to have, my main focus is the love and the connection that comes after this. So I am willing to step into that fire. So we're doing a free masterclass so you guys can come in and you can see other people and connect with the people that would be in that workshop as well. The workshop's happening July 12th. The masterclass is June 22nd. So yeah, if you're interested in that, let me know. I'll put a link in the comments as well. Or if you know somebody that could benefit from that, we'd love to have them. So this is super short. I just wanted to come on and kind of say what was happening and update you guys. And some of the things I feel like I'm struggling with today, I think I want to share that with you. I'm struggling with really getting my one-on-one course going. It's interesting. It's like I have this, I know how I help women, and I'm so confident in that, and I have such a deep belief in my work and my worth and who I am as a person on this planet and how I help women. And yet there's this thing that keeps stopping me from like sitting down and like getting my stuff like written out on what it is I would exactly do. And I just think I have so many ideas that they're all like jumbled. And it's a self-sabotage technique that happens, process that's happening. Our subconscious is super, super powerful. And it's really important that we take advantage of these opportunities that we have, such as time, if you have it, if you're having gut instincts that are telling you to do something, it's really important that you're following those. And so I'm saying that on purpose because I am empowering myself today to sit down and do that and really get it, out on paper, so to speak. And I really believe, for instance, that when you do that, other things shift and show up in your life. Because again, I feel like life is so much about bravery and courage. And hi, Laura, about bravery and courage and doing things despite the fear, doing things despite your programming, doing things despite how scary it is. Hi, Teresa. When you do that, you release space for now the positive to come in, right? You're just releasing that space when you do that. When you step into something and you feel that huge energy surge come through your body, that's the feeling of release. It's a feeling of fear, but it's a feeling of you releasing something and making space in your energetic system to bring in the thing that is behind why it is you're having the bravery and the courage to step through what you're doing. And so for instance, yesterday I was like, I kept getting this pull to like really finish the Anger Embrace and workshop and the masterclass and like get it out there. And I was like, okay, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to do it. So I sat down and I did it. And literally like, I would say 3 hours later is when Trisha called me and was like, hey, or messaged me. And she was like, hey, let's get you here, or just come. I will come. And she's going to drive all the way from Bend. It's like a 4-hour drive with her 15-year-old daughter. And they're going to drive here and come and get me and drive me all the way back all in one night. So I'm just so grateful, but I really feel like that shift happened because I followed my instincts to sit down and do something that is kind of scary for me. And why is that scary for me if I'm confident in it? Because I'm still human. There's still things that I too have to work through and step through and show up for. And I have to show up for myself. I'm ultimately showing up for myself. That's really what this 365 days of Facebook Lives is also. Hi, Dee, is the... I'm showing up obviously for you guys, but I'm ultimately showing up for myself. And when I show up for myself, then what happens is I'm connecting with you guys, and now you guys have the courage to keep showing up yourselves, and now you're showing up in other ways, and now we're connecting more, and now there's actually a pattern of healing that's happening that comes from not just this, but then filters out into the world, and then reflects all those things back to you that you're doing, right? So it's like this continual process, but it all does start with us. The consistency is what matters. Consistency, doing it, no matter what. And so today, after this, actually, I really want to go back to sleep. I'm super tired. I only get like 4 or 5 hours of sleep a night usually. And so I'm super tired, but guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to go sit down at that computer and I'm going to start to write down my one-on-one program so I can start bringing in some clients and doing the work that I'm meant to do and doing the messy action. You know, Shamina Taylor, who I don't really follow anymore, she really had so many things that she taught us. And one of the things was messy action, which is to show up even though you're freaked out, to show up and have faith that like it's going to come from you. What needs to come through will come through. Most of our work, especially when we're starting out, is us and then source channeling through us, our higher selves channeling through us. And there's a magic that happens there. And you have to really step out in faith in that. And that comes again from deeply believing in yourself and being like, I can do this because it's not just me that's doing it. It's not just me. We are co-creators. We are creators, but we are co-creators. And when we open up to the higher message, the good for all in whatever we're doing, that comes through. And we are now vessels. We are not just people sitting here doing this. We're messengers. We are messengers of source, messengers of spirit. And it's really important that we give the opportunity of source to work through us to do that. And that can't happen unless we have the courage. Once again, it's all about courage, all about bravery. It's all about doing things despite the scary feelings, hi Lisa, that you're going to be having. Because those scary feelings are always going to be there. And if you are trauma brained, anxiety brained, if you have those kind of fear-based emotions normally, where you think what if before you think what if. Like there's a difference, right? Of like, oh God, what if, fuck. And a difference of like, oh, what if? Ooh. Like there's a total difference, right? So if you're somebody who is more of the scared what if, then you're always going to kind of second guess that. And it's always going to feel a lot more intense than the what if for a while, because you have to retrain your brain. You have to, and I talked about this on a live before, that Jacqueline and I both, we looked this up. It's fucking true. Your fear center, which is your amygdala, and your creativity, which is in your prefrontal cortex, is in the same fucking area. I mean, how mind-blowing is that? So when you go to be creative, or you go to step out in confidence, or you go to like be seen and be visible, guess what happens? Your fear center, your trauma brain is getting fucked up in that. And because it's the same type of feeling that's coming up. It's the same type of emotion, the same type of the adrenaline, the cortisol, there's some other ones, I can't remember. The types of hormones that are being activated in your body. For us that are anxiety trauma brained, we see that as fear. You know what I hate? I hate it when people say, oh, excitement and anxiety is the same feeling. Bitch, you must not have had PTSD. You must never have experienced real trauma, because that's a bunch of fucking horse shit. While yes, it may have the same emotions that come up, we as people who have dealt with deep trauma have not, and while we're not our trauma by any means, until we really grasp that concept of not being our trauma, we still react in a way that makes us go, oh my God, I'm not doing that. Oh my God, no, I can't. It's too much. It's too overwhelming. I can't handle the emotions. I can't do it. You have to rewire your brain to know that that is not actually a scary thing that's going to actually hurt you. Because in your life, that's what's happened. Those emotions meant fear, run, scary, something bad. So you have to really get into a space of learning how to trust yourself. And that happens slowly. That happens with mindset. That happens with meditation. It happens with all the different types of things. If you want to make it smaller, it happens with when your soul feels led to do something that you know is going to help you, even though it's scary. That's how you know you're supposed to do it. If you say, okay, but why am I scared of doing this? Ask yourself that. Why am I scared? What's the thing that I'm really scared of? If it's just the emotions of what you might feel, you run towards that shit. Run towards it. And if you can't do it all the way, you do a little bit, you take a couple steps towards it. you find a way to break it down to where you just kind of maybe put your toe in it first and just be like, okay, I did that. My toe's not cut off. I'm still good to go. I can still wear my fucking shoes normal and walk normal, right? So you find a way to do that and rewire your brain. It is possible. You're not your trauma. This is not where your stuff stops. This is not where you stop. This is not, you're not limited because of what's happened to you. But even things that we know are going to feel, that we know are good for us, are going to feel intense, really, really intense emotions. And we have to start learning what is an irrational fear and what is a real fear. Hi, Tanatha, is it Tanatha, right? Tanatha? It's Tanatha. Let me just say it twice to make sure I know I'm saying it right. Anyways, there's irrational fear and there's real legitimate fear. And an irrational fear is, as most of you know, and I've like healed myself of like 95% of severe agoraphobia, 14 years of it with horrific panic attacks. And that's how I get out of the house. I ask myself, okay, I don't want to get in the car. Why? I don't want to leave the house. Why? Well, because I don't like the way it's going to make me feel. I'm going to feel afraid and I'm going to get halfway there and probably have a panic attack. Okay, that's legitimate. Hi, Rhea. That's legitimate. That's a completely legitimate feeling. You're entitled. I have this conversation with myself. I have to give myself the love I did not receive. I have to be the hero of my own story. I have to give myself an episode or an exercise of loving tough, not tough love. Tough love is get your fucking ass in the car. What the fuck is wrong with you? You can fucking do this shit. Get in the fucking car. Stop being ridiculous. That's tough love. Loving tough is, hi Heidi. Loving tough is, okay, that's legitimate. You're allowed to feel fear. And it's okay that you're feeling fear. But guess what? We're doing it anyways because it's what's good for us. Because staying home is not safe. It's a fake safety. So you have to ask yourself in that moment, okay, I'm afraid to, I don't know, I had this issue when I invested in Shamina's program. I had like $800 to my name and her program was like $1,400. And it was going to be paid every single month, every 2 weeks. But I was afraid to fucking do that because I was like, okay, well, what am I going to do? What if I don't have money? What if I'm spending this money, blah, blah. But my soul knew I was supposed to do it. My soul knew that. And I asked for a big sign. It's another way that you know how to do things. To get answers on things is to ask for a big sign. A sign you cannot misconstrue as anything but what your higher self, the universe, your guides, God, whatever it is you call it, is trying to tell you. And you will get that answer. And when I got that answer, I was like, okay, I have to trust. Now my fear is irrational. I know for a fact, hi Lana, I know for a fact, hi Danielle, that what my soul's telling me to do is fucking truth. That's what led me to Hawaii also. I'm not the same person that I was, excuse me, before I went to fucking Hawaii. Hawaii is what has made me so strong that I have nothing but faith in myself. Why is that? Because I had to be unsafe first in order to feel the safety. I had to give that safety to myself. And in order for me to give that to myself, everything had to basically be taken from me, all the things I felt were safe, in order for me to prove to myself and be my own sense of safety. Because now when something happens, like the other day when I decided to get in the car and go to fucking Walmart to buy some shit, that was the first time in 15 years that I've decided to get in a car because I wanted to and not because I had to. 15 years I had not made that decision. So when I got in the car and I started to feel anxiety, I was like, yeah, okay, I'm feeling this. But I want to go. I want to go and do the things I want to do. I want to empower myself. I want to give myself the freedom that I crave, and only I can give that to myself. And then I started telling myself things like, bitch, you lived in Hawaii by yourself, pretty much knowing no one. Knowing no one, and at times not knowing just like anything that was certain. It just wasn't. And the people you did trust, not Annette, the people I did trust ended up fucking being shitty and horrible, and I still fucking made it through that. So now when I look back and I go, okay, this is hard today. You're having an issue getting in a car for 9 minutes? This is my idea of loving tough. I think, are you serious right now? You just took a fucking taxi from the airport to the fucking house and it was like 20 minutes. Get in the car. You got this. We got this. You're a badass. What the fuck? So And then I do. I'm like, you know what? That's right. So I know it's an irrational fear. I'm like, that's an irrational fear. I don't give into irrational fear anymore. Because I know that staying home is a temporary safety. I know not buying into that course is a temporary safety. I know having the little money I have now is a temporary safety. And if I spend the money, I know that that's going to clear up space in me, which is going to bring me more money, which it does every time. By the way, that $800 that I had before I got into Shamina's program turned into 10 grand. I sold some shit, unemployment, finally came through after months and months and months. $500 extra came to me. Yesterday, just to let you know, from all the shit from sitting down and doing my work and fucking saying yes to going and living with Trisha. I woke up today. Oh, your refund inquiry from Alaska Airlines is granted you $93 and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I didn't put in for a fucking refund request. I'm sorry, what? I was a little bit upset. They charged me $170 for my freaking bags, but I didn't put in a request for anything. I didn't ask for that money back. That just came to me this morning because I sat down and I did what was scary. Because I kept the faith in my mind, which is, yeah, I wake up right now and one of my very first thoughts is, oh shit, how much longer am I going to have to stay here? How my money, and then I stop myself and I'm like, none of that matters because I believe in myself. I know for a fact that when I have a deep belief in myself, that energy comes back to me to support that belief in myself. Okay. Feels like a warm certainty in my chest and stomach when my intuition is talking. Yes, my mind literally switches off when my soul takes over with the decision out of my head and into my heart. Oh my God, yes, Rhea. Yes, and that happens because you've had the courage to do the work. When you're in a state of panic, anxiety, feeling like there's no way out and nothing can make you feel safe, the last and only thing there is left to do at that point is to surrender. And you start repeating that to yourself. I surrender, I surrender, I surrender. Take a deep breath. I surrender, I surrender, I surrender. I let go, I let go, I let go. I surrender, I surrender. And you picture yourself just arms out. I've done it with my arms out. In fact, when I was in Hawaii, I ran out there in the rain and I just put my hands out and I was like, I surrender. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why it feels like this, and I don't care. It doesn't matter. I surrender, and I'm available for all the healing and all the gifts and all the blessings, and I'm just ready to feel amazing and to let this go. And I trust that that's what's happening. And you just have to get into a conversation with yourself around this. And you have to do the work. You have to show up. You have to fucking show up. So it's not about investing in every single program, and it's not about doing every fucking meditation you come across. It's not about, following every person that you see that fucking somebody else is getting stuff from. It's about knowing and feeling what you're supposed to do and not ignoring that at any fucking cost, because the price you're already paying to be in the pain you're in isn't fucking worth it. So you got to decide which one is the one that you want to pay for. You want to keep paying the price of fucking shitty ass living? Or do you want to do the cost of a fucking program or hiring a coach or, whatever it is? Buying the book, going to the fucking meeting, going to the fucking, whatever. I don't care. The vacation, the fucking retreat, whatever it is that your soul is calling you to do. If you're scared, there's a reason for it. And it might be legitimate. Like your intuition is like, no, that's not for me. But you know what's funny is now that I say that out loud though, when you're not supposed to do something, it doesn't feel scary. It feels powerful. That feels like a powerful no to me. Like when somebody says something to me now, I'm like, no, that doesn't resonate with me. It's not a scary feeling. But let's say I'm supposed to go somewhere. Like what I say now, where my anxiety used to show up or where fears to show up that it was, irrational. Like the other day when I went to get in the car, I was like, I told my higher self and my guides, I'm like, look, you guys, if you don't want me to get in this car, you need to this is a big word, divinely intervene. When you use those words together, they always create a result. I mean, always. Make sure you call on the light first, okay? When you do that. But when I say, if you guys don't want me to get in this car right now, you gotta divinely intervene and find some other way for me not to get in the fucking car, because the anxiety is not an indicator for me anymore. This fear-based bullshit is not a fucking indicator for me anymore. Hi, Daniela. Yeah, so who else is on here? Oh, hi, Haley. My thing's being stupid, you guys. I'm sorry. So, and then that will happen sometimes. When I'm not supposed to be around people, I will say the word. If I don't know, if this person's not for my highest good and they're going to harm me physically, mentally, emotionally, I ask you to divinely intervene, and I never see them again. I can't tell you the uncountable times people just drop off the face of the fucking earth all of a sudden. It happens with me and every person I tell it to do too. If I tell you to do that and you do it, it happens every time. It's amazing. All I'm saying is you have more power, okay? That's the end result of my rant here. You have more power than you think you do. You are stronger than you think you are. You have more money than you think you do. You have more worth and value than you think you do, but you have to get to a place where you're willing to bet on yourself. Because if you don't, the universe will not. And if you're a coach and a healer, your clients will not. You do not show up for yourself. You do not invest in yourself. Your clients will not do the same. And you'll keep living the cycle of bullshit life and wondering where all your shit is for the rest of your fucking life. I don't know about you, that sounds like a horrible fucking existence. Why the fuck would you even want to be here? So, I think that's all I want to say for today. Because I need to get to work on my one-on-one program that I'm going to be offering. It's going to be a 6-month program, and I'm fucking super excited about it. And I'm scared shitless. And I want to make sure I say all this, because when I look back a year from now, I can pull this up and be like, oh yeah, let me just replay this for you guys. For those of you that are scared to start your programs, start your fucking courses, do all your shit. Because I have deep faith in fucking my teachings. This, I could do this all day long. And that's basically all this shit is, except for it'd be a lot more organized. I do have a tendency to be like, blah, 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 all over the place, because there's so much information that's coming into my brain and I'm channeling, and all my experiences are coming up and all this information's coming and I want to talk about it and I want to share it and I'm so excited. And so this will be good for me to get it down to some, structure so that we can get the information across properly and it can actually be integrated easier into your bodies and your minds. All right. I appreciate you listening. Today was day 7 of my 365 days of lives. I am moving to Bend, Oregon on Saturday, just doing a recap. And the Anger Embrace, free Anger Embrace Masterclass is happening on June 22nd. And that'll be with Jacqueline. We're going to have a guest speaker. Hazel is going to come on and talk about her incredible, life-changing, I'm talking about actual physical fucking appearance fucking changed from her taking the workshop, the Anger Embrace workshop. That's happening July 22nd. July 12th, I'm sorry. But June 22nd is the free masterclass. If you're interested in that, please let me know. I'm going to put a link down here as well to the Facebook group. Please share if you are interested. Hi, Charlotte. And I would love to have all of you. Jacqueline and I both would. Thanks for listening, you guys. See you tomorrow.